is Showmaster, Brandon Advance. Today we're doing what if Deku was in the support class for UA. So yeah, let's get this started. Let me set a timer and let's go. So yeah. Let me just get my thing. I'm gonna use, what actually even should I use? I'm gonna use this one. This is way better. So yeah. Let's get this started. So we're starting off as, Deku. I have to tell you something really important about Deku's dad. First thing, Deku's dad lost both of his his hands. Mostly he got replaced with these metal little hands. His quirk is called gears. Mostly inside of these metal hands are full of gears though. And, he can manipulate them to make them work like normal hands. His son has the exact same quirk, okay? He can only manipulate gears, okay? So yeah. Let's get started. So we're starting as Deku in, let's see. Deku is in middle school. Not middle school, I meant preschool. Mostly, Deku brought a bag of gears to show everyone how his quirk works. So yeah. Bakugo knows that from the doctor, they said that your quirk will have a hiccup. Mostly, it's where your quirk goes out of its control for a few seconds, and, might hurt anyone. So yeah. Tell them that if you're going to use your quirk around anyone, though, you think it might happen, they say it might happen between, mostly your older age when you're 15, though. So, no worries, though, stuff. So yeah. But they were wrong. So yeah, you'll see what happens. So, mostly, Deku brings a bag of gears. And, some armor for the gears, because you'll see what happens. Mostly, everyone's asking what the heck is in that bag. He still will show you after we show each other our quirks. So the people that are running this say that, okay, everyone show off their quirks. So everyone does, and Bakugo does. Everyone's really excited. Now, everyone asks what Deku's quirk is. He says it's gears. Everyone's saying what? And saying yes, it's gears. He, dumps out the bag, though, and it's full with gears. And with some armor pieces. So, immediately Deku manipulates the gears to create a gear version of himself. It's mostly not that big, though. It's the size of a toy. Mostly those tiny little action figures. With a gear helmet, though. It's like a Roman helmet, though, and stuff. With a little sword. Everyone sees it, it's getting manipulated by Deku, though. So, yeah. And he can dismantle it and make it into different things. A dragon and stuff. It's really cool. So, yeah. Everyone's really excited, though. Bakugo says that's a villainous quirk, exactly. Everyone's saying, yeah, that is a villainous quirk, though. And, everyone bullies Deku about it. Now, the next day, mostly when he's at his house, actually, he asks his dad, is my quirk a villainous quirk? He says it's actually not, though. He tells a story about my dad, let's see, he remembers that his dad was a pro hero. He was the pro hero number 14, Gear Man. Mostly, the number 14 hero, and he says, yeah, that, he does not know who that is. He says, who exactly? He says, that was my dad. Mostly, he had a cool gear quirk. Everyone thought it was a villainous quirk, but he showed everyone wrong. Now then, don't think of your quirk as a burden. Think of it as a cool way to manipulate stuff. Or, try to use it for good intentions, so yeah. So the next day at preschool, mostly everyone's outside just playing around. Deku's just, brought some more gears to play around with it, though. He made a little, fighting thing. Mostly his gear copy of himself versus a dragon gear. So yeah. So Bakugo and his little friends say, Deku, you shouldn't be using your quirk around people that aren't, villains, right? Deku says that, my quirk isn't a villainous quirk, Kachan. He immediately shows him off his quirk, though, and his quirk goes off by accident. By using the hiccup. Mostly, Deku's hands blow off. Deku's, yelling stuff, and his gear creation stop moving, and they dismantle. So, yeah. Everyone see this, and they're trying to figure out what the heck happened, though, stuff. But mostly, they take Deku to a hospital. Mostly, they had to, take off Deku's hands. They had to replace him with metal claws, mostly like his dad's. But, well, the preschool would only allow Deku to come back if he wears some gloves, like these. So, yeah. And Inko was mad about that, but she still said, yeah, sure. You're gonna say, what does Deku's dad does? He is a junkyard guy. So, yeah, he mostly works at a junkyard, though, and stuff. He's the boss there, and he makes a lot of money. So, yeah, Inko works, too. Shit. So, yeah, let's continue on. So, well, let's say a week later, Deku comes back from the preschool. Deku comes back from the hospital and he's ready. Mostly Deku's not scared, because his hands look different and he does not matter. Because the mostly metal claws he has are full with gears and he can manipulate them. It's a little harder for him though, it's harder for him to manipulate them, but he's getting hang to it. So yeah, he's not mad at Bakugo at all. In fact, he's actually glad, because he told mostly Bakugo had to say sorry to Deku, thanks his mom, and mostly Deku says, I really don't care. And Bakugo said, what? And he says, I really don't care, though. He explains that, well, now I look like my dad, though. And, well, mostly his dad starts laughing, though, and Inko, starts laughing, too, and Bakugo starts laughing, and his mom and dad, too. So, yeah. But Deku still has to wear those gloves. Let's go into the future, where Deku's 15 years old. He is shy a lot. Mostly he always wears those gloves with him, though. So yeah. He mostly puts something in there, so if somebody does try to shake his hand, he's always wearing those gloves, though. It feels like actually a hand. So yeah. A lot of people want to know what the hell Deku's quirk is. So yeah. One day at lunch, this guy who bullies Deku, mostly he's not Bakugo. Bakugo still bullies Deku, though, but, well, still. Bakugo does not use his quirk around Deku, because that shit. So, yeah. So, well, this guy and his friends, sit at Deku's table. Mostly, nobody sits by Deku. He really does not care. He mostly draws planes what can he build at his junkyard, or his dad's junkyard, exactly. These guys grabs Deku's notebook and he says, hey, give it back. So the bullies say that, fine, we'll give it back if you show us what the heck's wrong with your hands anyway and you have to wear gloves. He says, I'm not going to. They say, fine, you're not getting your notebook back. Deku does still have some gears in his book bag, though. The school does allow it because, they say that, what if Deku's hands, the gears in Deku's hands break? Then he can't repair them because the gears are broken. They allow him to. So Deku just says, give them back, though. Or what, you're gonna mostly take off your gloves or something? And they start laughing. Everyone sees in the lunch and they're thinking that, great, they're just bullying him and stuff. Some people are saying, yeah, take off your gloves, though. Some people are chanting, take off your gloves, though, and stuff. And, he mostly says, you really want me to take off my gloves, don't you? And they say, yeah. And he says, fine. You won't like how it looks, though. I know, you're gonna bully me anyway. He takes off his gloves for the first time in school. Everyone sees that he has metal claws for his hand. Everyone sees it, and the bully. He immediately just throws Deku back his notebook and says, you're just a villain anyway. So, yeah. So, everyone now, is scared of Deku, how his hands are now. Bakugo already knew that, and some people asked Bakugo, did you ever knew that? And he said, yeah, I knew. Some people asked Bakugo what the heck happened to his hands, and he just explained that he just said that you can ask him exactly. A lot of people have been asking Deku, but he really just didn't answer that at all. So yeah. So it's the end of middle school. Some teachers already know how Deku's hands look, some don't. So yeah. So, mostly the guy who bullied Deku is in his class. So yeah. So, let's just call him Brad. So Brad's in Deku's class. The teacher comes in and immediately has a paper, though. He says that, Bakugo, aren't you going to UA? And he says, yes, I am, actually. Because I'm actually going to become the #1 hero. I'm actually going to surpass Brad over there. And not be a piece of shit, though, to people. So yeah. This is technically revenge on Deku because mostly Bakugo's saying is, I can only bully Deku because he's my friend. Immediately Brad says, oh, Explosion Boy, you want to go on? You want to fight me outside? And he says, yeah, fucker, I do. Immediately the teacher says, both of you shut up before I mostly have to send you back to the principal. Immediately Bakugo says, well, let's check see. Did you not hear about the incident, though? And he says, what incident exactly? Saying that, well, the teachers weren't, mostly half of them weren't, mostly half of the teachers didn't really care. Mostly, Brad over there forced Deku to take off his gloves, though, to give him back his notebook. And, well, everyone knows this. And mostly the teacher said, is that true, Brad? Brad says, not true. And he says, really now? Mostly the teacher says to Deku that, is it true that he actually did that? Deku is mostly being shy, and, well, he mostly, well, just says yes. Immediately Brad says that, you're fucking dead, you freak. And, well, mostly the teacher writes up Brad for that, actually. Brad does not ever get accepted to UA or any type of hero course. Hell. So, yeah. Brad does have a course. It's called, well, what was it called? I want to call it mental manipulation. So, yeah. So, well, technically, Bakugo tells Deku that mostly at the end of the class, he tells Deku that I'm the only one who gets to bully you, Deku. So, yeah. Mostly, Bakugo leaves the building. Deku leaves too. But Brad and his little gang, though, grab Deku. They take off his gloves, and they take off his machinery, or his machine claw things. So, yeah. So, well, they say, you got me, let's check see, you got me removed from every single hero course from this entire planet now. Great. And he says that, well, I better remove something that you care about so much. Brad burns Deku's notebook of all of his things he was going to build, mostly finishing all of his machinery parts with his gears, and, well, mostly breaking his 2 metal claws. So, yeah. Deku gets mad about this, and Deku cries. He mostly has a pet at the machine, or his, scrapyard. It's mostly a dragon. A giant one, in fact. Mostly his dad says that dragon is mostly the protector of, the junkyard. The dragon only responds to Deku's, cries and stuff. So he does. Mostly the dragon sends a mini version of himself. So yeah. They see this in the sky. Deku says, you guys are screwed. And, they say, what you did, you freak? He says that, you'll see. Really, this dragon, that's the exact same size as, Deku. It's, scaring Brad and his little gang. They do run off, and Deku uses the part from that dragon to mostly try to fix his claws, but he cannot. He uses this dragon to transport himself to the junkyard. He tells his dad mostly this bully called Brad, broke my machinery hands. He says, can't you fix them? And he says I can, though. But it'll take me a while. He gets iron parts around the entire junkyard and melts them down into, a mold of his claws. Then, he puts gears in them to manipulate them, and he's finally done. It took him a few hours. So, yeah. So, mostly Deku's working at his little secret area in the junkyard his dad knows about. He's mostly working on a little project. Mostly trying to, make this type of gear. Mostly one of Deku's mom's friends, actually Inko has more friends than one, let's call her, one of Inko's male friends, called Tristan, goes to the junkyard. He asks Deku's dad, can I see your son? He says sure. He tells him where he's at exactly, so he does. Deku is finishing the art of his hand, because they broke both of them. So, yeah. So, and he's working on a little wingsuit thing. So, yeah. So, Tristan walks over. He says, oh, hey, Deku. And, mostly, Deku actually likes that name, though, because it's really cool as a nickname, though. Sometimes people call him Claw, Metal Fingers, or stuff. So, yeah. He says, hey, So, well, he's, well, done with his second can of his claw. He says, huh, you're fixing those things? And he says, yeah, mostly this idiot called Brad broke them. And he shows him, though, and says I was just gonna melt them down, just turn them to, just gonna turn them to gears, though. He says, huh. He says that, do you still have that gear that I gave you one time? He says, yeah, I still keep it, though. Mostly, Tristan's abilities allow him to rewind time for 5 minutes on something. That's it. He can't, spam it so much that he can reverse time for the infinite Tsukuyomi. Naruto reference. What if that was actually Barto, though? Like, say that at the end of Barto, they were still in his infinite Tsukuyomi. Just imagine that. Just imagine that, though. So yeah, let's continue on. Mostly, well, his gear is mostly glowing. It mostly has the ability to, well, rewind time. But Deku has to spin around so much that it creates a little force around anything that's under it. Mostly rewinding time on it or fast forwarding time on it. So yeah, it works on people and machinery too. So yeah. Mostly, Tristan says that, so have you made anything to use it at exactly? And he says, no, I just throw at something and then just rewind or fast forward. He says, huh. He said that, well, I've been was drawing this for you. And he shows him this. A sword. Mostly a clock-based sword where you can put gears in them. Only 3, and they can spin around and use the ability of the quirk. He says, huh, I can actually build that, though. So he says, I can build it, let's see. I have 11 months of stuff to train for UA. Or at least try to get into the support class anyway. So yeah. So, well, he is starting to build, well, the sword. When he's, well, getting the last pieces for it, he immediately gets something on his radio. The radio says that, well, mostly, the sludge villain is attacking this kid called Bakugo Katsuki. He says, great, deck is Bakugo. Immediately, well, Tristan says, wait, isn't that your bully and stuff? And he says, no, that's the other one, the one that doesn't really do that much anyway. He says that, well, he calls his little pet dragon, the small one. Immediately, he tells the pet dragon that, mostly, get ready to fly, though, and stuff. Immediately, Tristan says, no way, you're not going anywhere. Your dad would kill me if I allowed you to go. He says, I'll pay you $20 if you stop. He says, make it 30 and I'll do it. He says, fine. He gets his little wingsuit, though, and his wingsuit has these 2 little tentacle things. Mostly you can grab on something and just fly up them and glide. Or mostly flap them like bird wings. He immediately puts it on and says that, well, I'll be going then. I'm gonna save my friend. So he does. His dragon's, well, mostly in the air. Mostly it's a one-pilot thing. He sees where the sludge villain is and he jumps off. Mostly his dragons is seeing this. He gets his little wingsuit thing, and with his gears, he's making it fly like a bird. He calls it the wyvern wings. So yeah. So well, he actually lands safely on the ground, but the wyvern wings are broken a little bit. Immediately Bakugo's trying to say to Deku run and stuff, and people are saying, kid, get out there and stuff. Immediately Deku just calls upon his pet dragon, and it does. Comes down there. He mostly pours out all of the gears in his little pouch thing. There's a lot of gears in there. So it's combining with his dragon become bigger and bigger. So yeah. Mostly his dragon gets its, well, it gets his mouth and tries to yank Bakugo out of there. But mostly the dragons get attacked by the sludge villain. Deku's using the tentacles to grab Bakugo, and, well, the gears are going to, well, be stuck in the sludge villain to gain its quirk. That's what Deku always wanted. More quirks and stuff. So yeah. He gets Bakugo out of there and he tells his dragon to dismantle. That means it stops, well, moving and dismantles itself. And returns back to Deku. All of its parts. He sees that he got some quirk off the, well, sludge villain. He sees this. He gets in his pouch, though, and he tells the heroes that they can now attack the sludge villain. So All Might buffs up into his buff form and defeat the sludge villain. All the heroes are scolding Deku and telling him that, what the heck is your quirk anyway, kid? and even Endeavor grabs Deku's hand. Mostly, he does not crush the, metal claw things, but he almost does. Deku just says, "Stop grabbing me like that," and Endeavor says, "Why?" Exactly. He says that this is why. He immediately takes off the glove and sees this. Endeavor stops grabbing Deku's hand and says, "I'm going." So he does. Deku puts back on the gloves though, and All Might did see this, and the number 3 hero did see this too, and some others. Some of the news did get this on the camera stuff, so yeah. Deku does fix his little wyvern wings, and he just tells his dragon to reassemble, so it does. He gets on it and tells him that if anyone wants to see me at all, just meet me at the junkyard. So if he gets on it, it flies. So yeah. In the air, he is gliding now. Mostly he dismantled the dragon though to use the wyvern wings. So yeah. You're gonna say, oh, so you can use the dragon to reassemble the wyvern wings to fly. Yes. Second is a gliding suit and a flying suit. So yeah. All Might is, checking if Bakugo's okay and stuff. So yeah. All Might's thinking of giving Deku that quirk. So yeah. He immediately uses he's just jumping, following him. So yeah. He follows him to the junkyard. So yeah. He did get the name from Bakugo, Azuka Midoriya. He, asks the person that is working there, "Do you know a person named Azuka Midoriya?" He says that, yes, that's my boss's son. Exactly. He called upon his boss, though. He says, "Boss, All Might wants to see you." So he comes down there immediately and says, "Yes, what is it exactly?" All Might says that, "Your son saved a kid, and I really want to give him an appreciation for doing that, though." So yeah, he points where Deku's mostly at. He says that you can speak to him, though, stuff. So yeah. Deku is not mad. He's just really sad, because even heroes persecute him even for looking different. He's not crying, though. He's just, really sad and stuff. He was gonna cry. But he sees that All Might's there. So he, gives away his tears and stuff, and he sees him. He's thinking, great, I bet he wants to scold me too anyway, for all the crap I did. So yeah. Oh shit. So yeah. So, All Might says, "Hello, young Midoriya." And, he says, "Oh, hey, All Might, you want to scold me too like the number 2 hero did, and the other heroes?" And he says, "No, actually, I want to actually praise you for doing that." Immediately Deku says, "Yeah, right. You're just doing this so you look good on the camera anyway." He says, "Actually, honest, no. I'm doing this because, I saw the arch heroes were treating you though and stuff, and I felt bad." Deku says, "Yeah, that's how everyone feels to me though. They think they feel bad for me, but they're just doing that to seem nice." So yeah. Deku's acting like a prick, but still he understands, because people have bullied him through his life though. So you can't trust everybody. The only people I actually trust around mostly showing his hands to are mostly his dad, his mom, and that's it. So yeah. So, mostly All Might says that I actually want to give you my quirk. Deku says, "Wait, what?" And he says, "Yes. For your heroics though, and saving your friend Bakugo, half-friend or something." He says, "Yes, half-friend or something though, I want to give you my quirk." So yeah. Mostly, and I want to show you some of my else exactly. Deku says that who exactly? He says Power Loader. Deku immediately says, "Wait, you mean the pro hero Power Loader?" And All Might can see that he's really excited by him, and saying, "Why exactly? Why the heck do you look so surprised for him?" He says Power Loader is the best pro hero anyway though. I mean, he does a lot of machinery stuff. He says, "Yes, he is actually. Me and him are really close friends." So yeah. So, All Might sees all the stuff Deku has built though. A sword, all this, contraptions though, even his wyvern wings. All Might points at Deku's wyvern wings, and he asks him what the heck are those. He says those are my wyvern wings. Mostly they are, wait, I need to remember something important. Wait, got it. So, well, he explains that those things allow me to fly, though. All Might asks about that weird dragon machine thing, and he says, yes, that was my pet. Mostly, I have what machinery pet. He immediately calls he says assemble, and, well, immediately the wyvern dragon assembles, though. So, yeah. All Might can see that the wyvern dragon looks really cool, though. It's the exact same size as him. Deku's wearing this exactly. So, yeah. So All Might says that, well, Deku, well, or that's what Bakugo called you. It's okay if I call you that? He says, sure, I really don't care. He says, fine. He says, well, Deku, mostly, well, I want to give you two options. I did ask your dad, mostly what were you going to do after, well, these 11 months. He said that you were actually going to go to U8 to become in the support class. Deku says, yeah, because I really want to join the support class and stuff. All Might asks him why exactly, saying that, well, mostly, well, I don't have to really show my hands that much to people anyway, though. All Might does not understand, and he says, what do you mean exactly? Saying that, mostly my hands, though, they're mostly, well, you really don't want to look at them exactly. And All Might says, I really do. Mostly I saw how, well, some people were looking at your hands and stuff. And I did hear around the town, or the entire area of a spot, mostly a person that saved me, though. You just saw this kid with some weird hands and stuff, for some reason. So yeah. He says, fine, I'll show you. Mostly he has upgraded these, well, things to, well, be strap-on things. Sometimes you can't just immediately take them off. So yeah. He shows All Might, and, well, All Might sees this. He says, huh. Deku says, aren't you gonna make fun of me or something? And, well, All Might says, no, exactly, I'm not. Because I don't do that. Deku says, really? He says, really. So he said that, well, mostly with your cool quirk exactly and how powerful it is, with my quirk involved with it, it can be really something really good. He says, huh. So, well, mostly All Might says, do you accept my power? And he says, I actually do. So he does. He says, good. Now then, your body's not capable to handle it yet. You need to train for a while. He says, wait, I'm only going to support class. Why the heck do I need to train exactly? He says that, well, mostly. He tells him a little secret. Well, if you, well, fail at somebody's entrance test, though, at the test does, throwing a ball and stuff and running, most of you get kicked out of UA. And then the spot goes open to the first class. That would be the support class, though, in Check C. So, yeah. And I do actually know a girl in the support class, though, called Mei Hatsume. She's really good with machinery, too, though. And he, like, hints that she might actually like you back, though. Really, Deku gets red face and says, stop it, though, and stuff. And All Might says, really, though. He says, well, do I have to do anything else exactly? He says, not at all. Mostly, you just have to come with me. He says, just bring some of your gadgets, though. So he does. He brings his wyvern wings, though, and his wyvern dragon disabled. Or dismantled, I'm so sorry saying that. So yeah. And he brings his sword. He's finally actually done with that. So, well, his dad sees him, well, leaving with All Might. Immediately his dad asks All Might what is he doing with his son. He says that I'm taking him to UA to the support class. Deku says that, huh. Wait, he's going to support class? And says, yes, actually. There's actually a girl in the support class that actually could help Deku. And he says, huh, you're getting the women, though, and stuff, Deku. And immediately Deku says, Dad, no, please stop. So yeah. You're gonna say, wait, isn't Deku shy around people? And saying, yeah, mostly pro heroes he's not shy around, but our students, though, he is, or kids. So yeah. So they're walking through town. And the media is trying to find Deku. So yeah. Mostly, well, the junkyard did lie about that and stuff, so yeah. One of the media people actually find Deku. They asked him a few questions, but he just said not gonna answer that exactly. They continuously pestering him about it, and he's getting mad. All Might can see this. Mostly, well, Deku says that, hey, All Might. And he says, yeah, I'll race you to UA. And he immediately gets his wyvern wings out, and will equip with his dragon to become the wyvern wings. So he immediately uses tentacles to launch him in the air, and he's gliding. All Might says, haha, you're not getting that quickly, young Midoriya. So he goes too. So yeah. I think this was enough here. This has been the Shaman Master, and goodbye.